We're going to be talking about The Predator Badlands. I really, really enjoyed this movie. I thought that this movie was way more fun than I expected it to be. I'm so glad that this movie is number one at the box office because that means that we are probably going to get more if the movie continues to have legs and it has such positive word of mouth that I expect it to have legs and win probably next weekend as well, or at least be like number two. Not much of a drop off is expected box office wise. And so I think it was good, man. I'm happy that it was good because I didn't know what this movie would be. It's important to understand the Predator franchise because if you go all the way back to 1989 and you look at every Predator film, as I have, I think I've only missed the one that came out right around the COVID era, which was, I think, Trevathan Rhodes was in that, as well as Olivia Munn was also in that one. I did not see that one. I saw the trailers. I actually started watching it at home on one of the streaming services, and I turned it off because it's just not a good movie. And so when I look at the Predator films, you have three. The last three films have been knocked out of the park, and that is Prey, that is Killer of Killers, which is animated, and then you have this one. These are all headed up by, I think his name is Dan Trachtenberg. He has a great track record in relation to these films because Prey sets us up with totally reinvigorating the franchise, like a shot in the arm, right? So we're back on track with making Predator films because Prey was such a hit. Then you give us Killer of Killers earlier this year, which was an animated film, and it builds on the lore, and it also plays right into the Prey film, as well as like pick up certain little things from the 1989 film, as well as the 1992 film with Danny Glover. And like all that stuff is tied together now with Killer of Killers. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely see it because the end of Killer of Killers is connected to this. So if you watch this movie, you know this movie ends with a new Predator character being introduced and like arriving on the scene. And that character is directly tied to and referenced in Killer of Killers. And so I was very happy with all those little connections and all that stuff happening. Talking about the movie without spoiling the movie even more, I would also say that it's impressive to me that they were able to make this PG-13 because again, I saw trailers and I didn't really analyze anything in my head. But watching the movie play out, it kind of dawned on me, like maybe in the first act, like, oh, this is a PG-13 film. And it's PG-13 because everybody is synthetic. And so they have these androids running around and you have this world with these monsters. But with a monster, you can make a monster's blood color any color, not necessarily red. And so I think that part of it made everything flow so perfectly. And you are able to get a wide audience going and watching this thing. And you don't necessarily alienate anybody by making it R-rated, but you still have gore, you still have violence, you still have all the things that the Predator are associated with. And so hats off to them. They set out with making a really specific, wide, appealing Predator film, and they did it. They knocked it out the park. So on another note, I'm very glad that I didn't make an immediate film reaction to this movie or film this review as soon as I got out of the movie because I was able to get online and scroll on threads, on Twitter, just look at Facebook and just read different comment sections about people saying things about this movie. And there's a segment of people who feel like this movie has been feminized. There's a segment of people who feel like this movie is quote unquote woke garbage. I don't understand the ideology of these people. What we got in this movie was a predator with the predator as a protagonist. That is something totally brand new, almost revolutionary in the IP of these films. We've never seen the Predator be someone that we can cheer for outside of maybe Alien versus Predator, like that first one and that second one. Outside of that, we don't cheer for the Predator because the Predator is the thing that our main characters are running from. Here, we're following him and we're cheering for him. Like that's a good thing. That's a great thing, actually. I think the smartest thing that they could have done is find a way to flip this whole IP on its head and stop making the feature character be the character that everyone is running from. And now it's somebody we want to see succeed. Man, this is good stuff. I don't know how anybody does not see that this is good stuff. But in the same vein as that conversation, we also have other reports coming out and other things being said by Trachtenberg himself. And so he said that one of the ideas of his recent Predator trilogy of films, because he did Prey, he did Killer of Killers, and then he did this one. One of the ideas was that we're going to do a Predator movie where he goes through World War II Germany killing Nazis. Because, the idea is that, Killer of Killers, the Yucha are the main ones. They go after the ones that kill. And so it makes sense that it's set in World War II. Nazis did a lot of killing. He goes after Nazis. But they pulled the plug on that. They didn't want to do that because the idea behind it was we might upset people, or it might be a risky endeavor or a risky investment. When I think about that, I also think about Assassin's Creed, a game that said we wanted to make an Assassin's Creed game out here killing KKK members. But with the political world that we live in, there might be people who don't want to see that, or people who, might cause an uproar. These people are bad people. You have a movie in a game or whatever kind of property where you have a violent protagonist that goes around killing bad guys. Why would anybody be upset about the protagonist of said film or game going around killing bad guys? If somebody is upset that the Predator in the Predator films is going around killing Nazis, I feel like we need to look at that person. I feel like that person needs to put some eyes on that person, because why are you upset that the bad guys are getting taken out? Because they're bad guys. That's the point of the movie. The bad guys lose, the good guys win. That's the point of the game. The bad guys lose, the good guys win. I don't understand it. I don't understand how it's not a revolutionary idea that the bad guys get taken out by the good guys. And so I also understand from a filmmaking standpoint and from a video game standpoint, investors, you don't want to put money into something that could potentially flop. You don't want to put money into something that could potentially not pan out. And so I get the chicken on the side of the investors. But at the same time, you got to think about it. You're probably going to make a bunch of money if you're going around killing bad guys, or you make a game where you get to choose how to brutally take out bad guys. No matter if those bad guys are Nazis or KKK or what, everybody, it's kind of universally known and accepted that these are the bad guys. And so if they are the bad guys, take them out. I don't know. I don't know. That's where I'm at. Let me know where you're at in relation to that topic specifically. And I think when it comes to Predator Badlands, it's a good movie. I don't think it's feminized because you gave the Yucha some emotion. I don't think it's woke because you made a Deck, our main character, the grunt or smaller than other Yucha. It was a thing. It was a pointed thing that he was smaller and undersized, etc. Do these people watch the movies? I have so many thoughts that I could say spoiler related, but it's you're watching because every point of why the character was how he was kind of addressed and pointed, and it just made sense. It made a lot of sense. So I don't get any kind of backlash. It was a fun movie. I laughed a little bit more than I expected to, but I'm okay with that because this is a movie where you have a predator that we are following. It makes sense to give him a bit of a personality. It would be weird if he did. But those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about the Predator Badlands in the comment section, or any other things that I touched on in the comment section, if you choose to do so. And that's all I got for this one, y'all. Enjoy yourself, guard your heart, and go watch something good.